Top 10 Beautiful Places to Visit in Mexico. Mexico is a country full of surprises. Whilst it is a popular holiday spot with tons of tourists flocking to the beaches of Cancun every year, few tend to explore the rest of Mexico. But Mexico is huge and there are so many amazing places to visit. Of course, there are the beautiful white sand beaches you imagine when you think of Mexico, but there's also cool cities, colorful towns, Mayan ruins, and incredible natural sights. Add to this delicious food, friendly locals, and cheap prices, and you have one hell of a holiday destination. 1. Mexico City. Mexico City, or CDMX, is a large and vibrant city full of museums and parks, great bars, and an amazing food scene. If you're flying here, then it's the perfect place to start your journey in Mexico. Mexico City is made up of a number of different neighborhoods, all connected by a great public transport system, or if that's not for you, then Uber is available. Outside of the central historical area, head to La Condesa and Roma. With pretty streets, small parks, street art, and tons of cafes, bars, and restaurants, these are popular areas for expats. Heading a bit further from the center, Coyoacán is a great little neighborhood to visit with lots of traditional cafes and a bustling market. If you're interested in art, it's also home to the Frida Kahlo Museum, though make sure to book your tickets online before you arrive. There are also plenty of great day trips to do around the city. One popular one is to Xochimilco, which has been described as the Mexican Venice. Jump aboard one of the colorful gondola-type boats and cruise around the canals here, which are remnants of a water transport system built by the Aztecs. There is a party-like atmosphere, especially at weekends, and you'll float past boats selling beers and food and others with mariachi bands to entertain you with live music, so you can really get the boat party going. 2. Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta sits on the central west coast of Mexico and is a popular beach holiday destination with Canadian and American travelers. As such, it has a number of large hotels and a stretch of large and somewhat brashy bars along the waterfront. But don't let that put you off. The Zona Romantica area is a much better place to spend an evening with some nice restaurants and craft beer places, and amongst a number of lively gay bars. But the real reason Puerto Vallarta is on this list is for the places outside of the center. Whilst the beach in Puerto Vallarta is nice and a great place to watch the sunset, the best spots lie to the south of Puerto Vallarta, towards Boca de Tomalan. There are regular local buses heading this way for only 10 pesos, till $0.50, which is great, as if you're looking for beautiful beaches, then you'll probably find yourself taking this bus a lot. Miss Maloya Beach is a great beach, only 20 minutes or so by bus. Or if you take the bus all the way to Boca, you can get a taxi boat to Yalapa Beach. Not only is this beach beautiful, the boat ride there is great and gives you the chance to see the whole coastline from the water. Alternatively, from Boca hike to Las Animas Beach. It's an easy but beautiful hike all the way along the coast. From Las Animas, you can easily grab a water taxi back to Boca if you don't want to hike back. 3. Tulum. Tourism has boomed in Tulum in recent years due to it becoming a popular spot for online influencers. There's a good reason for this. Tulum is an Instagrammer's heaven with cool beach clubs, beautiful cenotes, a hippie vibe, and a great music scene. The hotel zone is the main place to stay. Sitting along the beach, hotels here are expensive, but are connected to beach clubs. So if you're looking for a luxurious and lively beach holiday, then this is your spot. However, if this isn't in your budget, then it's easy enough to stay in downtown Tulum and then walk or cycle down to the beach. There's one road heading from downtown, and once you hit the sea, just turn left instead of right for the hotel zone, and you'll find public beaches where you can just lay down your towel. Heading this way is where you'll also find one of the top spots in Tulum, the Tulum Ruins. Whilst the ruins themselves may not be anything special, especially in comparison to places like Chichen Itza and Pale, their location on the cliff overlooking the beach is what makes them a sight to behold. 4. Cancun. If you don't fly into Mexico City, then you'll probably be arriving directly into Cancun. With a large international airport, Cancun is a very popular spot for foreign tourists. The beaches here are beautiful white sand backed by turquoise blue waters. There is a stretch of large hotels all along the coast with their own private beaches. But if you are staying downtown, then you can easily get the local bus to Playa Delfines, a large public beach, which even has free umbrellas for everyone to use. If you came to Mexico to party, then Cancun is the place. The main strip is lined with big clubs, pumping out music, and offering drink deals to entice you inside. The most famous club is Coco Bongo, A cross between a club and a live music show, this is not your standard night out. There's singers, dance performances, confetti, and non-stop partying. The entrance fee is pretty high, but includes an open bar and is definitely worth it for the experience. But Cancun isn't all about beaches and parties. One of the best day trips you can do here is to Chichen Itza, one of the wonders of the world and UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is a must-visit when in Mexico and can easily be visited from Cancun, either independently or as part of a tour. El Castillo, the Temple of Kukulkan, is the famous pyramid that people associate with a visit here, but Chichen Itza is actually a large archaeological site, home to a number of other pyramids and temples. It is a magnificent display of Mayan architecture and really shouldn't be missed, though visit early to avoid the crowds. 5. Huasteca Potosi. If you're looking for beautiful nature and incredible adventure, then Huasteca Potosi is the place for you. Sitting in the state of San Luis Potosi north of Mexico City, this lush region is seldom visited by foreign tourists but offers unparalleled natural environments including rivers, caves and waterfalls that are great for rappelling, kayaking, mountain biking and hiking. Huasteca Potosi is a large area with lots to discover. Ciudad Valles is probably the best area to base yourself. Whilst the city itself is certainly nothing to write home about, it has all the essentials you need and is central to most of the main sites. It's also the best place for finding public transportation to and from the top destinations, although it's certainly much easier to visit this area if you have your own car. Alternatively, stay in Zilila. This Pueblo Magico is a must-visit whilst in La Huasteca Potosina, primarily because it is home to the Edward James Surrealist Garden. Built in the forest outside of Zilila by the Englishman Edward James, this is one of the most unique places to visit in Mexico. 6. Guanajuato. One of the most interesting towns in Mexico, Guanajuato has the unique feature of being built above a series of underground tunnels. This means all the cars and buses drive underground, leaving the city pretty much car-free and walkable. The town has loads of plazas, including the one outside its famous yellow church, and these are great to sit and chill at cafe or bar. In the early evening, head up to Al Papilla Monument for a great view of the colorful town from above. Guanajuato is surrounded by hills, and so there are lots of hiking opportunities. Walk from town to the Pres de la Ala Reservoir, and from here you can start the short but steep hike up to the top of La Bufa for amazing views of the whole area. 6. Guanajuato. One of the most interesting towns in Mexico, Guanajuato has the unique feature of being built above a series of underground tunnels. This means all the cars and buses drive underground, leaving the city pretty much car-free and walkable. The town has loads of plazas, including the one outside its famous yellow church, and these are great to sit and chill at cafe or bar. In the early evening, head up to Al Papilla Monument for a great view of the colorful town from above. Guanajuato is surrounded by hills, and so there are lots of hiking opportunities. Walk from town to the Pres de la Ala Reservoir, and from here you can start the short but steep hike up to the top of La Bufa for amazing views of the whole area. One of the best things about Guanajuato is the lively vibe all over the town. In the evening, the streets are filled with traditional mariachi bands, each competing for attention. The plaza outside Teatro Principal is the main spot for music, so grab a seat outside one of the many restaurants here and enjoy the show. 7. Guadalajara. Guadalajara is the second biggest city in Mexico, and as such has loads to see and do, including the biggest indoor market in Mexico. Head here to try all the Guadalajara food specialities, including goat stew and torta ahogada, a pork sandwich covered with tomato salsa. Spend a day walking around the Plaza de Armas and checking out the architecture and churches, particularly Templo Expiatorio del Santísimo, which is stunning inside and out and one of the most impressive churches in Mexico. After, head to Chapultepec, which is also the best area to stay. The streets here are lined with bars and restaurants, many offering cheap drink deals, so it's a great place to hang out through the afternoon into the evening. Although you can explore most of the city by foot, Guadalajara has a great public transport system. Take the tram to Tlaquepaque, where you'll find the main street lined with tons of bars and restaurants, and the central plaza full of street food. It's a great place to spend a day. 8. Taxco de Alarcon. Sitting a couple of hours outside of Mexico City, Taxco is a popular day trip from the capital, but it's a gorgeous little town and deserves at least a night's stay. Designated a Pueblo Magico by the Mexican government for its magical qualities, With its winding cobblestone alleys, pretty main square and spectacular central church, it's not hard to see why. Taxco sits nestled among hills, and so you'll find yourself walking up and down a lot of stairs and sloping streets when exploring the town. Although hard work, it will lead to you stumbling across some pretty epic views of the white houses and red roofs with the church spires jutting out. Although you can explore most of the city by foot, Guadalajara has a great public transport system. Take the tram to Tlaquepaque, where you'll find the main street lined with tons of bars and restaurants, and the central plaza full of street food. It's a great place to spend a day. 8. Taxco to Alarcon. Sitting a couple of hours outside of Mexico City, Taxco is a popular day trip from the capital, but it's a gorgeous little town and deserves at least a night's stay. Designated a Pueblo Mágico by the Mexican government for its magical qualities, with its winding cobblestone alleys, pretty main square and spectacular central church, it's not hard to see why. Taxco sits nestled among hills, and so you'll find yourself walking up and down a lot of stairs and sloping streets when exploring the town. Although hard work, it will lead to you stumbling across some pretty epic views of the white houses and red roofs with the church spires jutting out. The best vista, however, is undoubtedly from the Cristo Rey statue. From everywhere in the town you can see this statue looming high above, and the walk to get up here and to get back down is a steep and tough one requiring a lot of legwork. The view is totally worth it though. Just outside the center of Taxco lies the hidden gem of Cascada de Cacalatnango. You'll need to take a taxi or hitchhike here, but once you see the huge waterfall in the distance, you'll be glad you made the effort. From the road it's about a half an hour easy hike through the forest, with amazing views of the Mexican countryside along the way. 9. Oaxaca. Oaxaca is known as the culinary capital of Mexico, which is an achievement in a country known for its food. There are a number of specialities here, but the one thing you must try whilst in Oaxaca is the mole. There are 7 different types, and if you want to try them all, then pay a visit to Los Pacos, which has a mole sampler on their menu, and will talk you through the ingredients of each one. Also make sure to try tlayuda, an Oaxacan speciality that is often referred to as Mexico's version of pizza. As well as food, Mexicans are also famous for their alcohol. Whilst tequila is the most known worldwide, talk to any local and most will tell you that they prefer mezcal over tequila, and it has even been described as the purest alcoholic beverage in the world. Pay a visit to a mezcaleria in Mazatlan, a small town just outside of Oaxaca and the home of mezcal, and you'll see that the way of making mezcal retains all the traditional methods, including using horses to crush the agave in a stone mill. Talking of mezcal, Oaxaca is home to a ton of great bars where you can sample mezcal margaritas and whatever else takes your fancy. 10. Puerto Escondido. On the Pacific coast of Mexico lies the surfing hotspot of Puerto Escondido. The main beach, Playa Cicatela, is a 3.5 km stretch of wide white sand starting in the main town and ending in La Punta, a popular area with longer-stay digital nomads and beginner surfers. It's a great beach to walk along or watch surfers early morning, spend the day sunbathing, and then watch the sunset in the evening. There are also loads of smaller beaches nearby if you're looking for a change of scenery. Playa Carrizalillo is a beautiful spot popular with beginner surfers, and the 2 neighboring beaches of Angelito and Carrizalillo are also worth a visit. If you're looking for something a bit quieter and more off the beaten track than Puerto Escondido, the small beach towns of Mazant and Zipolite are just along the coast. Consisting of one main street, Mazant is a hippie, laid-back paradise. Zipolite is equally as small and as famous as a nudist beach for those looking to really hang loose. What do you think about video? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, also subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.